We spent some time with legendary motorcycle stuntman Bud Ekins to talk about his career.
Had a motorcycle shop, and Steve McQueen was a customer of mine, and he come in one day and says, "How'd you like to go to Germany and double me in a movie riding a motorcycle?" I says, "Fine." So all of a sudden, I'm on an airplane going to Munich, Germany, and gonna double Steve McQueen in a movie called The Great Escape. And they had a motorcycle chase sequence in there, which I doubled Steve, and where he gets chased all over. And the director wanted to know if I could jump over a barbed wire fence. And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." He said, "Well, how high can you jump?" I said, "I don't know, probably 4 or 5 feet." And so he got a real disappointed look on his face. And he says, "I mean a big fence." I went, well, we'll see. So we went out and practiced, and we got up where we were jumping 12 feet high, 65 feet in length, you know, after we played with it for a day. And so nobody said nothing. There was only 3 people there. The next day, they're going to shoot it. And so they didn't know that we'd already done it. So comes time, they're rolling the cameras, I come around on the bike, and I hit it about 10 miles an hour faster than I had in practice just to make sure, and that hurled me a lot further. And I can remember being in the air, and the motor shut off. I was way up in the air, and the motor shut off, and it was dead silent out there, dead silent. And I could hear people going, and I thought, oh my God, what's good? And I come down, and they come down fine, and it all worked, and everybody lived happily ever after. Then they started using motorcycles in movies. I started getting movie jobs, riding motorcycles. Come back to Hollywood. The American International Film Company made a series of movies with Annette Funicello and Frankie Avalon, Beach Blanket Bingo and How to Stuff a Wild Bikini. They had that biker gang in there. I was part of that biker gang and doubling those guys on the bike. So there was the start of that. Yeah, then came Bronson. I was a stunt coordinator on it and a double for Michael Parks. And I worked him for years. I had a heck of a career just out of that beginning that Steve McQueen got me. There was a sequence in this Hell's Angel 69 where this guy Tramp hits the side of a car and flies over the top of it. Well, I double Tramp on that. And, the way I made it work is I actually stood on the seat of the bike as I hit the car. That way I could clear the car. Otherwise, I'd just have caught my knees and everything in the handlebars, and there'd been a big mess. So I could clear the car that way. On the other side of a hedge, on the other side of a sidewalk, was a stack of paper boxes and mattresses that was hidden from camera by the hedges. Now, as I flew over the car and then flew over all the paper boxes and all the pads, and I watched them go by as I'm flying through the air, I missed them probably by 30 feet. Put a big dent in the side of the car also. Matter of fact, part of the motorcycle ended up in the back seat of the car.
We asked Bud what became of his motorcycle collection.
And I had a big motorcycle collection at one time. I had 140 motorcycles. 50-some different American makes. Most of them pre-1916. It was fun. I did it for 40 years, collected those things. My good friend Steve McQueen collected them also. He had 112. He was catching me. But he'd only been collecting them about 3 or 4 years. I'd collect them 40. His money, I think, had something to do with it. But anyway, after he died, it really wasn't any fun anymore. I was competing with him. You know, we were competing against each other. Hey, you know what I got? Hey, guess what I got? You know, well, that wasn't any fun anymore. And I wanted to buy some property, you know, to put my motorcycle collection in. I went and sold my motorcycle collection to buy a place to put my motorcycle collection. Don't make much sense, does it? But anyway, I've got a few left. I got about 40 machines. And, but I do have a place to keep them now.